Irena Sendler was born on February 15, 1910, in Warsaw, Poland. Her father was a physician who treated many poor patients, including members of the Jewish community who often had limited access to medical care. From him, she learned an important lesson that would guide her entire life: people should be judged not by their background or religion, but by their humanity. When Irena was still a child, her father died after contracting an illness from one of his patients. Before his death, he left her with words she would never forget: "If someone is drowning, you must try to save them, even if you cannot swim." Those words would one day shape one of the most courageous humanitarian efforts of World War II.
In 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland, beginning a brutal occupation that would last for years. Warsaw quickly fell under strict control, and anti-Jewish policies were enforced across the city. Jewish citizens were forced into a sealed district known as the Warsaw Ghetto, where hundreds of thousands of people were confined under terrible conditions. Food shortages, disease, and overcrowding became common. Families struggled to survive inside the walls that separated them from the rest of the city. By this time, Irena Sendler was working as a social worker in Warsaw's welfare department. Her position allowed her to enter the ghetto under the pretext of inspecting health and sanitation conditions. What she saw there changed her forever.
Inside the ghetto, Irena encountered widespread suffering. Children were among the most vulnerable. Many were hungry, sick, or orphaned after their parents were taken away. The conditions were worsening rapidly, and deportations were beginning. Irena understood that many of these children would not survive if they remained trapped inside the ghetto. She decided to act. Working with members of a secret resistance network, she began organizing a plan to rescue as many children as possible.
The rescue effort required extraordinary courage and careful planning. Irena and her colleagues developed multiple ways to secretly move children out of the ghetto. Some were hidden in ambulances or medical carts. Others were carried through underground passages, concealed in boxes, or escorted through buildings connected to the outside world. Infants were sometimes sedated so they would remain quiet during dangerous crossings. Once outside the ghetto, the children were placed with Polish families, in orphanages, or in religious institutions willing to hide them. Every rescue carried enormous risk. Anyone caught assisting Jews could face severe punishment under the occupation authorities. Yet Irena continued her work.
One of Irena's greatest concerns was that the children might lose their connection to their families and heritage. To prevent this, she carefully recorded each child's real name along with their new identity and hiding place. She wrote these names on small pieces of paper and placed them in glass jars. The jars were buried in a safe location, with the hope that after the war the children could be reunited with surviving relatives. It was a small act of hope during one of history's darkest periods.
In 1943, Irena Sendler was arrested by the Nazi authorities. She was taken to prison and subjected to harsh interrogation. The authorities wanted the names of her collaborators and the locations of the children she had helped rescue. Despite intense pressure, she refused to reveal any information. She was sentenced to death. However, members of the resistance managed to secretly bribe a guard, allowing her to escape before the execution could be carried out. Even after surviving imprisonment, she returned to helping others during the remainder of the war.
When World War II ended in 1945, the destruction across Europe was immense. Many of the children Irena had rescued had lost their parents during the conflict. Using the lists she had hidden in the jars, she attempted to reconnect children with surviving relatives whenever possible. For many families, it was the only link remaining after years of war. Although her actions had saved hundreds of lives, Irena Sendler remained largely unknown for decades.
Years later, historians and students began rediscovering her story. As more people learned about her actions, she received international recognition for her courage and humanitarian work. She was honored by governments and organizations around the world. In Poland and beyond, she became known as one of the most courageous rescuers during the Holocaust. Yet she often spoke modestly about her role, insisting that many others had risked their lives as well.
Irena Sendler passed away on May 12, 2008, at the age of 98. By then, the world had come to recognize the extraordinary impact of her work. Historians estimate that she and her network helped rescue around 2,500 Jewish children from the Warsaw Ghetto, one of the largest rescue efforts of its kind during the war. But perhaps her most powerful legacy lies not in the number itself, but in the principle behind it.
Irena Sendler's story reminds us that even in times of overwhelming darkness, individuals can choose compassion over fear. She did not see herself as a hero, only as someone who could not ignore the suffering of others. Guided by the lessons of her father and by her own conscience, she risked everything to save lives that might otherwise have been lost. Her quiet courage continues to inspire generations, proof that humanity can endure even in the most difficult moments of history.